Alright guys, this is still that same DKKY brand 10 40 amp ESC that I put in this thing, and it seems to be working just great. I've drove it every day since. So if you look back on my video when I made that, I drove this thing at least 10 minutes at a time down here, about like how I drove it just now. Of course I just didn't film it, but I wanted to test the longevity of this ESC, and so far it's been a little champ. So now, since this is the first MN that I've had, even my 10 scale MN had a 2-in-1. This is the first MN that I've had that did not have a 2-in-1 setup. Since it did, I was able to use the stock receiver and transmitter, which I'm not a huge fan of these transmitters, but they work okay. I put a piece of foam over top of the thumbstick to make it just thicker, so it's a whole lot easier. So, you know, if you guys have one of these, that might give you some ideas. Just put a piece of two-sided tape right on the side of it where the thumbstick is, and makes it a whole lot more comfortable and easier to steer. But regardless, what I'm trying to show you is the reason why I kept this is because the lighting, it's a pretty complex lighting system. It's all connected to the receiver on this, and if I got rid of this controller, that means I got to get rid of the lights too and have to wire up my own lights. But I didn't feel like going through that whole hassle of having to rewire everything, and I didn't realize this is I got to messing around the other day, and the throttle rate button on here, which is your low and high speed, I thought it was programmed into ESC. So when I removed the ESC, I just figured I ain't even going to worry about that. I'm not going to have that no more. But I was wrong. It's actually programmed in the receiver. That's low. There's high. So it's just a small difference, but it seemed to be a little bit of a difference in the low speed control when I put it in low. It's not a huge difference, but it's there. So I figured I'd just throw that out there. And of course, if you guys aren't aware of this, I see a lot of people are complaining about some of these MNs having the turn signals. Well, and they keep them on all the time. I don't know why they don't do this unless they're not aware of this. But if you hold the light button down, let me hit the button. Okay, if you hit it one time, it turns. Let me hold it down. Let me just start at the beginning. All right. Just tap it, and that turns your lights off and on. Well, you got turn signals that way. Oh, it's hard to do this and hold the camera at the same time. All right, so you got your headlights. Well, if you hold the button down for a few seconds, there we go. It takes like 3 seconds. Then you got blinkers, and they stay on like your hazard lights. They stay on all the time. You no longer have turn signals. I would much rather have hazard lights than I would the turn signals, because that's just annoying. Every time I just barely turn the wheel, the turn signal starts blinking. And you can turn the headlights off and still keep your hazard lights on, which is pretty cool. But yeah, everybody that has said something about the turn signals, that has done a review on this, I've noticed through the whole video, they left their turn signals on. They didn't have it blinking like this. So I figured that, and they never mentioned anything about holding that button down for a few seconds. All MNs are like that. Every one that I've had so far, they all do that. They all have that option. But anyway, I'm just throwing that out there. If you weren't aware of that, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, this is a $10 ESC. It's DKKY brand. I got it from Amazon. The video that I made the other day when I first installed it, you should see it if you're wondering where I got it and everything. It's got the link and everything on that video to where it's at. Actually, I'll just put the link in this video too, to that ESC. Works great on this one. Anyway, hit that like button, and thanks as always.